Hi ninjas, welcome to our new video. Today we're going to delve into the pinnacle of sophistication and luxury.
The all-new Vellfire is here. As I promised, we have the all-new 2023 Toyota Vellfire over here, and it is a very much different car. You have a much more bigger grille. The design is very, sharp and very sophisticated. It is a head turner and it has massive road presence like its older one, and it shares some of its design elements with its cousin Alphard. And as I told, it has a massive grille, and on the massive grille you have a big Toyota's logo, which does not get a blue shade that the older one got, signifying that it was a hybrid. It still is a hybrid, but it does not have the blue shade. And there is chrome on the grille too. Even though there's a lot of chrome, it just blends in with the car and it just looks perfect. We have a parking camera like all the other cars in the market today, and the lower lip is also in chrome, and it just looks really aggressive. And on the sides it gets a fog lamp, and this is the all new headlights, LED headlights of the Toyota Vellfire. And as you can see on the indicator, there's a crystal kind of effect, and it really looks premium. It looks like a Bentley's headlight, and it's really cool. On the sides you have a much bigger alloy wheel, and there's a new design. The older one was a 17-inch, the new one is a 19-inch alloy wheel, and it really suits the car. And as you can see, the silhouette of the car remains almost the same, but trust me, everything is different. First of all, you can see this line that swoops in from the back, and it just really looks striking. There's a massive chrome line over here, and Vellfire written over here in chrome, really stunning. And over here you have chrome door handles, and if you want to unlock the doors, you have the key in your hand. You just touch, this is a touch sensitive pad over here, you touch it and it will unlock. And really smart. And this is how you open the door. So you can either pull this and it will open, or you can use buttons on the door handle itself to open or close it, or you can use the button on the door key fob. If you long press a button on the key fob, it will close, just like the older model. Now we will be moving into the interior shortly, but let's move on to the back and see how it's different. In the back of the car you can see how big this is. It's having a boxy design, and they've tried to make it look amazing. I'm not sure how they did it, but it just looks stunning. There's a chrome line over here that comes to the Toyota's logo with an LED strip that just looks stunning in the night. And as you can see, these LED tail lights are also really beautiful, and there's a black finish over here, and it just really goes with the color theme of black, white and chrome. Just really good. And there's executive lounge written here. That's a variant of the car. And now let's see how much boot space it offers. And in the previous Vellfire, you could open the boot from here, and now you can do the same, but you can use buttons over here to open this boot also. So if you press here, the boot opens. And let's say you want to close it, there's a button right next to it. If you press it, it's gonna close. It's really interesting why they decided to do it. I mean, you have multiple ways of opening the tailgate now. You can use a button on the key fob to open it. There's a button over here next to the parking camera, and there's a button over here, and there's an actual button on the tailgate itself. There's a spoiler over here which is having the hidden wiper, and I like that they hid the wiper because it would really spoil the look, but now without the wiper it looks really clean. And there's a parking camera with a washer over there. Now let's open the boot and see how much room it offers with all 3 rows. And when all the 3 rows are folded up and unfolded, you don't get a lot of room when all the 3 rows are unfolded, but I mean you can keep maybe a small bag or something. And these can be folded to the side, towards the sides. They are not flat. They cannot be folded flat. And on the sides you have buttons for controlling the seats on the second row, so you can fold them, move them, and do all those kinds of things. There's carpeting over here. It's really nice. Now let's close it and move on to the gem of this car, that is the interior. Okay, I'm going to show you a quirky way to unlock and lock the car. So as you can see, the car is currently unlocked, and if you want to lock it, you should have the key fob with you. If you want to lock it, you just have to tap on 2 strips on the door handle and the car locks. Now if you want to unlock it, just put your hand over there through the door handle and it unlocks. Now let's move on to the middle seats, where most of the owners are going to spend their time. And you can open it by just pulling the door handle. And it's a very plush place, and once you enter you would never want to leave. It's that good. Though the seats are a little bit smaller than the previous model, it still has a lot more. It has a lot more features, but you know, it is a little smaller than the previous seat, but it's still comfortable. Now let's go in deeper and see all the features and attention to detail Toyota has in this car. We are in the rear seats, and what I mean by rear seats is the middle row, and this is a very nice place to be in. It's very plush, and like I said, you would not feel like getting out of this car because it's just that comfortable. And on the door pads you can see that it's really, you know, there are these kind of lines that was seen in different models of Lexus, and you know, it's really premium. And this is the window. You can open it like a normal car. It doesn't go all the way down, but it is a very long one, so it doesn't really matter if it doesn't go all the way down. Let's put that up, and let's talk about the automatic electric sunblind, which was there in the previous car, but this time it's electric. There's a toggle thing, kind of thing for operating it. And this is the seats. It is comparatively smaller than the previous model, but it does contain more features such as massage seats. And the massage, it's not that great, I mean, compared to massage seats of companies like Mercedes-Benz, but for Toyota it's still impressive. And this is the armrest, and if you press that button, cup holder will appear in front of you. Let's just close that, and these are the controls for the seats. This is for the leg rest. These are completely electrically operated. There's ventilated seats and heated seats, and over here, just like last model, we get a tray table, but it is much bigger than the previous model. Let's just take that and close this. and we have a mirror on this, which the last one didn't. So this is an interesting sunroof situation we have, because there is a sunroof on both sides and it's obviously split, and because of that reason you can't move the glass, but you have an electrically operating blind which can be controlled with buttons over here. Then you can open the windows from a button over there. Let's close that. And this button is for opening the rear door, electrically sliding doors, and this is for closing all the shades for this entire side. And even the third row passengers get a shade, which is, I mean, they've really thought of everything in this car. Like every aspect of comfort has been thought properly. Let's open that. And we have reading lights over here which can be opened, and you can adjust it. And there's ambient lighting over here, and there's a sunglass holder for both the third row and the middle row passengers, which again is really thoughtful. And there's AC vents on the roof too. Now there is a storage unit over here which I missed to tell. It's really small, but you can store something which is really small. And over here we have the center console which extends till here. The storage space over here which you can access like that. And this is also a storage space, and this is for connecting whatever device you want via HDMI, so you can use the the entertainment system. And you can move the co-driver seats using buttons on the sides, so you can extend the recliner seats properly and get more room. And you get the same storage space in the back too. Now to access the third row seats, all you have to do is you have to pull this and just press the button. Just pull that and move to the other side, and let's get in. Now this seat is not exactly completely kept in the back but it's kept to a place in a position where I can sit, and there's not a lot of thigh support, as you can see. I mean, again, this is a third row seat, and you have good enough headroom, your leg room. And I'm not an adult, I'm not really tall, so a taller person might find it difficult in the third row seats, but again, it's really comfy. You can recline your seats using the lever over here. There are seat belts, and even over here the soft touch, and the roof is also really well made, and you can close the sun blind with a toggle switch over here, and you can raise it. And this is how much thought Toyota has given in this car, and it's really amazing. There are two cup holders. I'll show it to you. There are two cup holders over here, and there's a charging point over here, so you can charge your phone. And there's a cup holder over here, and there's this place where you can keep your phone and charge it. Now let's move on to the front seat, where it gets an all new infotainment system. Now let's move on to the front dashboard, and let's go into the front dashboard. Let's have a look at the massive and heavy front driver's door pad. You can see that there's soft touch everywhere. There's leather, there's stitching, there are not a lot of scratched plastics, and there's the speaker, and this thing you see over here made of leather, and you saw the same thing in the back too. And as I said, it could be, we have seen similar designs on the door pads of many Lexus models. And we have buttons for the memory function, and these are buttons for the windows, ORVMs, and these are buttons for controlling the electrically sliding doors. Now let's move on to the interior. Now before that, there's Vellfire written over here on the door sill, and Vellfire is written on the carpet too, so that you can know what car you're in. Then there's electrically powered seats for both the front driver and the co-driver's seats, and you can move them like this. Now let's go deeper into the front dashboard and see what all changes are there. So this is the interior of the all new Toyota Vellfire, and this is the steering wheel and a new instrument cluster and a new infotainment system, and this is completely digital and it is customizable. And the new steering wheel, as the previous model, has the wood trim and leather wrapped stitching, and there are controls for the infotainment system and the instrument cluster, which is a 14-inch system and is an upgrade from the 10.5-inch system. There are various functions such as activating the heated steering wheel and the ventilation and the heated seats function also, and the knobs of the air conditioning system are having an LCD display in them, and it's really cool on both sides. And this gets 3-zone climate control. Obviously there's an auto dimming ORVM. There's a wireless charging pad over here, and when we press this button it shows us the bird's eye view of the car. It's a 360-degree parking system, and when we are driving, when you press this button, you can see the underbody of the car. Right now it obviously it won't because the car is not moving, and you can activate or deactivate the feature using by going to settings and turning it on or off. And over here there are 2 cup holders, and this is the electronic gear selector. These are buttons for the eco mode, traction controls, you can turn it on or off. This is the EV mode. There's bronze colored steel finish over here. There's a cup holder over there and one over here. And as you can see, there's a lot of space, like it's very long to the end, but the car makes you feel like you're sitting in a really small vehicle, because you can't really see how big it is because they minimize the length and kept the engine way in. So that's the reason for having such a long dashboard. And over here we have a big center console which opens from both ways, and is really unique and gives access to both the passengers. And this is the controls for the shades of the sunroof in the rear seats. On both sides you can open it and close it, and these are buttons for controlling the doors in the back and for opening the tailgate. And if you press this button you get the lights, and this is a sunglass holder, and this is an SOS button. Now let's see what powers this car. So this is the engine bay of the 4th generation Vellfire, and as you can see the engine is kept inside the engine bay, and this is a 4-cylinder 2.5 liter naturally aspirated engine producing 190 horsepower and 198 Newton meters of torque. And it is paired with 2 electric motors, which makes it a hybrid. And this is a 4-wheel drive vehicle because there's 1 electric motor in the rear. And Toyota also cares about the environment with this, since it's electric and consumes less gasoline.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you smash the subscribe button and like button.
And stay tuned for the next video, that is the comparison of this and the older model.